Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your geographical location. My name is once more Mabel N. Onoruvie, aka Mega Pastor, the Chamberlain of Generation Next family. All right, last week we started the series on parenting and adolescent coaching, and I started with the authoritarian parents. We got to find out who authoritarian parents are, um, using the authoritarian parenting method in bringing up their children, the disadvantages, and the aftermath effect on the authoritarian parenting style on the children that grew up under such environments. So today we are taking it a step further. Like I said at the beginning, I am looking at four major parenting styles as researched by Diana Bomrind and continued by Maccabee and Martin, great psychologists. So we are looking at these various parenting style, and today we want to look at the permissive parents and the permissive parenting style. How do you know if you are a permissive parent? Look at these three questions with me. Question one: do you see your children always as children and never matured? Question two: do you give out consequences less often? Question three: do you set rules but hardly enforce them? If you score 3/3 or 2/3 as your answer for this question, you are a permissive parent using the permissive parenting style. Now, who are permissive parents or people using the permissive parenting style? They are parents who tend to be very loving, yet don't provide rules, guidance, regulations for their children in their upbringing. Permissive parents allow all sorts of what I can call rubbish. With them, anything goes. They are lenient to a fault. They don't want their children to be unhappy, even if they have to be unhappy a bit to learn something that will help them in their future. They often will step in when issues have gone out of control. Permissive parents are usually the last to know when there is an issue with their children. And on most occasions, when issues are brought to their table concerning their children, they will always say, "My child cannot do that. I know my child." And they know they don't actually know their child or children. Permissive parents think they are forgiving and being nice by letting any stroke everything, allowing whatsoever, no matter how horrible or terrible, it is okay by a permissive parent. They hardly say no to their children's demand. They can even bribe their children to make them behave well. They lack disciplinary skills. They don't make their children stick with consequences. Even if they apply consequences, if they ask the children, "Why did I punish you?" the children are usually confused. Permissive parents make excuses for the wrong of their children. They hardly can settle issues when brought to them. They don't enforce good habits through choices in their children. They encourage their children to talk about their issues with them, but hardly discourages poor choices or bad behavior. They are children spoilers and, permit me to say, children pamperers that lead them to destruction. They usually take up friend's role rather than parent role. They don't know where to draw the boundary. Children who grow up under permissive parenting, most times they grow up under this kind of parents, and at the end of the day, the children are likely to struggle with everything in their life, exhibiting so much behavioral and attitude issues. They grow up without strong sense of self-discipline. They have disregards for authority and rules. They hardly fit in due to bad behavior. They often have low self-esteem and report a lot of sadness, discrimination, relegation, and inappropriate standing. They have a higher risk in terms of their health. For instance, children that grow up under this permissive parenting, you usually find that they grow up obese. They have obesity. They have dental issues, amongst all other issues, because their parents allow anything. They grow up without control. If they are not rescued early, they grow up as rebels, miscreants, lawbreakers. They are usually careless with a lot of I don't care attitude. Funny enough, most time people who grow up under authoritarian parents become permissive parents with their children, because they will always say, I don't want my children to suffer what I suffered. Permissive parents, it's good to bond with your children and be friendly with your children, but you must draw the line between being a parent and a friend. You must, in showing love to your children, you must set firm rules and boundaries for them as they grow up. Don't ignore inappropriate antics. This can be exploited by your children to engage in destructive or even dangerous behavior. Parents must be calm and gentle with their children, but not permissive. This is where I will draw the line again this week. We have dealt with authoritarian parents and parenting style. We have dealt with permissive parents and parenting style. When we come again next week, we'll be looking at another parenting style until we run it to the end. Once again, you can follow me on my various social media platforms: on Facebook at Mega Pastor, on Instagram at Mega Pastor, our Facebook group at Generation Next Family, our page at Mega Pastor. You can subscribe on our YouTube channel at Mega Pastor. And you can send a question or ask anything you feel like, your observation or even criticism of the program, on at megapastor20@gmail.com. Have a blessed week and see you next week when I come again. God bless you. Mega Pastor says so.